Hi, fangirls, and welcome to It's a Fangirl World vlog. This is where we share our love for all things Disney with a little girl power pixie dust added in. I'm Kim, and today we're going to be talking about the Disney Vacation Club, or DVC.
And I'm Steph. In our last vlog, we talked all about Soarin'. If you missed it, be sure to check out our YouTube channel after this broadcast. On our vlog, we're going to focus on a different Disney topic every episode, from parks to movies and beyond, all while celebrating contributions by amazing women that have helped make Disney what it is today. So you can expect tips, updates, and more, all by fangirls for fangirls.
And for our fanboys, too. A quick shout out to those of you fanboys who are also watching our episodes. Thanks for joining. If you like what you see today, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you never miss a vlog, or leave us a comment and let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about.
And if you want daily fangirl fun, head on over to our Facebook page and give us a like. We post new content there every single day, and we always encourage our fellow fangirls to join in. So now on to our topic of the week, Disney Vacation Club.
Disney Vacation Club, or DVC, is Disney's version of a timeshare, basically. There are 14 DVC resorts, 10 of which are at Walt Disney World, and the newest is Copper Creek at Wilderness Lodge. And at D23, a 15th resort was announced as Disney Riviera Resort.
Those new Copper Creek cabins look amazing, Kim. And I can't wait to
the little was it like a little hot tub? I need to be
It looks very perfect and romantic. And I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the Riviera Resort.
That is
Disney Vacation Club allows you to purchase real estate in a home resort based on availability as a way to prepay for your vacations. This all began way back in 1991 with a Disney Vacation Club property, which was then renamed to what we know today as Disney's Old Key West Resort. And Kim, I have an interesting side note on this for you, because my dad was at Disney World in 1991. He was in Orlando for a conference, and he did 1 or 2 days at Disney World after that before he came home. And he brought back for me as like one of my souvenirs this video, which I thought was the best video ever. And as a grown-up, I have now come to understand that it was like a promotional sales video or something. But it was called Detective Mick, and it was Mickey was a like Dick Tracy style detective, and he was going all over Walt Disney World looking for different things. So you saw little bits of different parts of the parks, and you saw like Typhoon Lagoon was fairly new, so they made a big deal about that. But the thing they like focused in on was now there's this new Disney Vacation Club resort. And like, so I remember seeing Old Key West and being like, it's so beautiful. So that was my very first interaction with DVC.
Buy it, Daddy. I had thought about taking the DVC tour that was offered at Walt Disney World for a pretty long time. And finally, we booked a tour during my visit this past July. And while I didn't purchase, so no spoiler alerts, I did not purchase a timeshare, it was a really great experience. What? Yet. Yet. It was a great experience, and it definitely piqued my interest in becoming a DVC member. Although this is not something for everyone, but I want to talk about the tour process first, and then the positives and negatives of becoming DVC.
There are a lot of ways that you can actually sign up for a DVC tour at WDW. So I've noticed that each park has a kiosk where they always have a representative there to answer your questions and help you sign up for a tour if you want. Something that I really like is when you walk past them, it's not salesy. They're not like, come in and learn more. They're just standing there happily waiting to see if you talk to them. They also always have a desk at our Disney Resort Hotel that is specifically to answer any DVC questions or let you sign up for a tour. So Kim, which way did you decide to sign up?
Yeah, and I mean, it's great that you mentioned that they're not pushy, because it's it. They kind of just stand there and you know, they're there for you to ask them questions, and that's what happened.
It's not like the grocery store where they're like, try this yogurt, try this popcorn, whatever.
Thank goodness, because that drives me nuts. But they're not. That I think the first thing is what makes it, more approachable, and it makes you feel comfortable. And so I ended up signing up in the lobby of Pop Century. We were getting ready to go to the buses. We ended up talking to this gentleman that was, standing at the DVC counter. He was very knowledgeable, answered our questions, was not even pushy about, giving us a tour or anything. And then just after talking for a little bit, we decided there was nothing to lose but maybe an hour or two of our time. And so we decided to do it. And we set up our tour in the morning of our Disney Springs day. So that's more of a relaxed day anyway. And the morning of our tour, we met a private DVC van in front of Pop Century. They come to pick you up, personal van, only for your family. Not anybody else is in that van. Even if you just have 2 people, it's your van. And then they whisked us away to Saratoga Springs for our tour, which, first of all, is the most beautiful resort. I want to stay there. Saratoga Springs is gorgeous. We got to drop our kids off at their multi-million-dollar kid activity center at Saratoga Springs. I think they said it cost just over $1 million to build.
Just for kids whose parents are taking this DVC thing, or is this like where all kids at Saratoga Spring go to hang out?
I think it's available as one of those you can sign your kids into it, but it definitely, they have like a little area that is specifically for DVC tours, and so it may just be for DVC tours. I can't be 100% on that, because when you come into the lobby there, you are going to the DVC counter. I mean, that's what's there. And I could only see part of this activity room, but my kids didn't want to leave it, so it must have been pretty cool. There was a lot of crafts and games and just everything. So they went off to the Kid Activity Center, and we went to have just a little continental breakfast prior to the tour. And then, so they take you in, and you sit down, you bring your little breakfast in to this little room, and they turn a movie on. Now,
are there a bunch of people with you at this point, or are you still
yes, at this point you're with, I think there might have been 10 total at our tour time.
Some other people who have signed up to take the tour at the same time.
Yes. And they put this movie, like, we're just going to show you this quick movie. It's like 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. They leave you in the room alone, and you're all watching this, it's just like the intro video to DVC, and already you're like, I am home. I mean, it made you feel like, yes. So good going, Disney, because that video alone, I already was ready. Where's the contract? I want to sign right now. It was a great video. And then you meet up with your own private, I believe they call them guides. So now you have your own personal guide, and that's it. Every couple or whoever you're with, you get your own personal guide. And the guide takes you on a tour. And at this point in time, they have models for the Copper Creek and Polynesian and Aulani. And those are the 3
actually take you into a hotel room that is exactly the same as what you would experience if you were, say, at Aulani. That is
full-size models. Full-size models, except for the balcony. The balcony was just like, here's a balcony, and that's it. That was it. But it was definitely a great way to preview like what DVC resorts were available to buy into, because it's based on availability, and it really gave you a sense of seeing the different layouts and the size of the room and the amenities of the room. It was really great just being able to see those rooms all in the same area. And actually in the lobby they had they have a model of Aulani. They have like a model of the entire resort, which is
I can't wait to go to Aulani.
It looks so beautiful.
On my bucket list.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
Now, let me understand this. So you can't buy into any resorts. So like, if I want to buy into Saratoga Springs, maybe it's all sold out, so then I can't buy there. I can buy at Copper Creek because it's new and there's space available. So it needs to be a resort that has availability. And then, I mean, it makes sense that those are like the resorts that are more recently opened. And once the allotted memberships are gone, they're gone until 20 or 30 or 50 years later when somebody's contract expires and
yes, basically. And then also, and I mean, the DVC tour doesn't tell you any of this, so I'm not really sure exactly how it fits in, but people that want to sell out of their contracts,
well, sure, you don't want you thinking about selling already.
I know. Disney has first right
back the contracts.
Yeah, they have the first right of refusal, but so I don't know then how they factor that into selling them out again. I don't know if that's something you have to ask about because we did not. They had me at Polynesian is available, and so I didn't care about anything else really. And that's really what made it a hard decision for me, was that Polynesian's my favorite resort on the monorail line. And I can't always afford that one, so that's why Pop's my second favorite resort. But knowing that that was actually available was really exciting, and I was like,
I'm actually surprised that that was still available because it's so popular. I know it's one of the newer ones, but they didn't add that many DVC rooms, and based on its popularity, I would have thought that they would have gotten like snapped up in the first weekend.
I know, that's why I was really surprised, and so I was like, oh my gosh, when can we ever... Like, I know when they're gone, and I want a Polynesian, but yeah, so I was already hooked when they said that was available. But and then after you see all the rooms and you see all the amenities, and all the tour guide tells you all the hidden Mickeys in the rooms, which are that's pretty cool too. Then he takes you to, or he took us to a private room, and this is where you discuss options, costs. And they actually have access to just about any resource to answer your DVC questions. He had a computer set up, different screens. You could, he allowed us to go to any screen to, what we wanted to look at. We wanted to look at numbers, wanted to look at amenities, things like that. He allowed us private time to talk. He said, here's my number. Call me upstairs when you're finished, and I will come back. He discussed Disney's credit program, which, of course, Disney wants you to use their credit program. They get in. Yeah, we can get you qualified. And helped us run numbers showing us how many points we would need depending on the time of year that we normally visit. So just really any information, answered every question, and it was really neat how he really just like gave us private time. He's like, I'm going to let you guys talk, leave you alone for a little bit. Which
so how long did the tour end up taking?
We were really mulling it over for a while in there by ourselves. So I know we took a little extra time. I want to say total maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
And for our time for this one, and this changes, so this might not happen for everyone. But I think we got $25 or $50 gift card. And we got 4 fast pass experiences. There were things that you could not use it for. Pandora. Shucks. Pandora, I think Frozen, Baby Peter Pan, and Soaring. I'm not Soaring. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. There were a few of them that you couldn't use it for, but nothing was like, oh, well, that's horrible. Like, to us, we were like, oh, we can use it for this. It was, and you didn't have to use it at one park. You could use it wherever you wanted. So that was kind of neat.
And I think you told me before at the end they gave you some ice cream.
Yes. Yeah, there's an ice cream social at the end. I love ice cream. So right at the end of your tour, or at the end, after you decide whether you're buying or not buying, it doesn't matter. You end up in a little ice cream parlor. And, well, we picked our kids up first. They made us pick them up, too. We didn't leave them the rest of the day. And then in the ice cream area is another desk with DVC members again, and they're there to get you a shuttle to wherever you want to go on property. And but at that point in time, when you're taking the shuttle to the tour, you have a set time. But at this point in time, it's first come, first serve to get a shuttle out. And we were going to Disney Springs anyway, so we just hopped on the boat and off we went.
Yeah. So I don't know if you'll have any of this information because you don't have the DVC resource computer in front of you now. But is there like a minimum or maximum point value that you? Could I buy this like one night a year for the next 50 years?
Oh, to use? Yeah, there is a little bit of guidelines. I want to say the minimum buy-in right now, and this is with, I think this is with if you're using the Disney credit program. Yeah. So there might be something different if you're not, but I think the minimum is 150 or 100, either 100 or 150 points. And the thing is with the points, I can use my points from this year and I can borrow from next year. Mm-hmm. Or I can take this year's points and bank them to next year. Mm-hmm. But that's it. I mean, you can only bank and borrow from 1 year.
Go every single year. You could go every other year for a slightly longer vacation.
Yeah. Or you can like bank and borrow and trade and just use one day. I'm going to use 1 day now, and I'm going to use like
8 days this year and 6 days next year instead of 7 and 7 or something like that. And I know that there are different types of rooms. So obviously if you get like a studio versus a 2-bedroom suite or a grand villa or something, like those will cost different amounts of points.
Yes.
So let's just say I had 150 points at the Polynesian. And I know that you probably don't remember exactly what's an average per night cost for something like this?
It depends on the time of year.
Okay.
That you go. I want to say, gosh, I'm really kind of like just throwing a number out there right now because I don't have the paper that has the point values broken down on it.
That's fine.
Actually, can you hold on a second?
Sure.
I actually might. I do have that paper. Sorry. It's the other one I don't have. Hold on. I do. It's the other book, the big one broken down with the cost and everything that I don't have.
Yeah.
Let's just use Disney's Polynesian Resort as an example because I like that one. And this is for like right this second because I got this in July.
This all the time.
Yeah, things change all the time. And mostly what they said was, and this is definitely one of the benefits, and I'm going to talk about a little bit, but the points, they said don't change. The cost of the points change. So this should still be the same point.
In 1991, you bought 100 points at Old Key West. And I don't know what it cost them, but like $10 a point.
Right.
Now, it might also cost you 100 points to stay at Old Key West, but it might be $100 a point.
Correct. Yes, exactly. So, for example, and let's just go with deluxe studio, just a regular studio Polynesian. The cheap season is $16 a night. Or $16. 16 points a night or 118 points weekly. So if you went value season, you could do pretty well with the points that you have, definitely. Now, we usually travel during July. We've traveled other times, but usually during July. And that one is 169 points for the week or 23 points per night.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're talking about a lot more points, but you'd pay more money if you were saying that.
If you were booking a hotel room, like I have paid anywhere from $74 at the pop to like $189 at the pop. So it depends when you're going.
So, I mean, the points change just like they would for the money. And the high season, which for the current pricing is Easter break kind of time period, and then Christmas week to New Year's, and that one is 31 points a night or 227 points for the week.
Okay.
And if you wanted to sleep in a bungalow,
every single point there is.
You're gonna need all your points, somebody else's points. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of points.
I think they sleep 8, so we can just get 8 people together and pool all our points.
All the points. The thing was also, I don't remember the exact number, but you can, if let's say I have, let's say I had 150 points and I need 169 for my week, you can only buy so many extra points. I want to say
you have like 150 maybe, and then like buy another 150. You could buy like maybe another 20 if you need.
Yeah, you can buy like I could rent 20 more points, and that's it. Like,
just for that time, and you don't have to commit to them forever. Yeah.
right. So I mean, like that, there is the benefit of that. But yeah. So
we talked a little bit about that Disney has a financing program, but it is possible that you could just like walk in there with some Scrooge McDuck money and like pay for it all free and clear, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you could, I guess, finance it through your own, you know, like credit union or a bank or however you might finance something. But they have a program where you could finance through them.
That's great. And well, I mean, I guess the best thing though would be if you saved up your pennies and bought straight out, so that way you're not paying interest on top of your points. But I am not a financial advisor and I don't play one on TV, so that's up to all you people.
You to figure the finances out. But
there are some perks too, right? If you're a DVC member.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, one, we've already talked about the points don't change. They vary by season. So you're at least, you know, if you buy now, it's the same amount. So that's kind of a benefit. Like it's like paying $100 for Pop Century now, and I can pay, and that's my same rate every year.
I'll pay $100 for the Pop Century. I'll sign up, and then for the next 50 years, especially
because the gondolas are going to jack that price up. But I digress. Another benefit is like once you pay off that initial buy-in, you only have to pay the annual dues for the remainder of the life of the membership. Now, dues can go up.
Sure.
So, and the dues are dependent upon how many points you own. Okay. And I don't that sheet I don't have the breakdown of the prices and all that. Okay. But anyway, it's dependent upon whatever however many points that you have. So you know, once you pay it off, it's kind of like your vacations are paid for, except for the dues, which are definitely less than you would pay for staying either at DVC or maybe even a value at that point.
Wow.
And then you get discounts on merchandise, dining locations and annual passes, and then plus there's special members only events that only members
I see all of these events on Instagram. They look great.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah, and they have the DVC lounge in Epcot, so they've got, you know, some
in the Imagination Pavilion.
Yeah. Some nice little perks.
Very cool. So I have not taken this tour, but I have a bunch of questions for you. So let's talk about this home resort thing. Mm-hmm. If you buy, if I bought at the Polynesian, I could stay at the Polynesian all the time. But let's say you bought at the Polynesian and maybe you're going, I don't know, during Food and Wine, and you think it'd be really nice to be able to walk back to the beach club after you've had a few cocktails. Can you do that? Like, can you swap around and try different resorts out?
Yes, you can try different resorts. The main, I guess, difference or negative to that is if it's your home resort, like Polynesian's your home resort, you can book 11 months out. And then if it's not your home resort, you have to wait till 7 months out. Okay, so
if you're home resort, people get the first pick, and then, but you could try something else pending availability. That's cool.
But you can only try DVC resorts. Like, you couldn't say, oh, I want to use my points at Pop Century. I don't know why you'd do that anyway.
But Animal Kingdom Lodge. Right. Like, you're going for your kid's birthday. They love animals. Stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge if you can get in. Yes. That's cool. Can you use, I assume you can use Magical Express?
You know what? I didn't ask about that because we don't fly in, but I would assume it's the same because you're booking.
You're still going to need to have extra magic hours and all that stuff, so I would assume you can. And then my understanding is you don't get mousekeeping every single day. You get a limited mousekeeping unless you pay an upgraded fee for regular hotel upkeeping. But you have like a kitchenette, and in some of the suites they have their own laundry, so like those are kind of trade-offs. I know our friend Shannon at Destination to Travel, she's a DVC member. She has lots and lots of points, and she adores the fact that she can do laundry there because like she travels with her family and there's kids, and you know.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a benefit because you could throw stuff in while you're sleeping, I use like the Pop Century laundry facilities by the pool, but I have to be attentive to that. Like
I do that also. Do you know if you can get the Disney dining plan if you were a DVC member? Yes.
Yes.
And all the Disney dining plan locations have different rooms, so like you can look them up and see, like, I don't know which ones they are, but like maybe Beach Club has like a 2-bedroom villa, a 1-bedroom villa, and a studio. Maybe Animal Kingdom Lodge has a studio and a 1-bedroom villa and like a 12-person grand villa or something like that. Are there more types of rooms that I am unaware of?
I don't think so. The bungalows, I'll flip through real fast. The bungalows at Polynesian, Bay Lake Tower goes, I'm sorry?
Copper Creek Cabins.
Copper Creek is not in here because it was just coming out, but Bay Lake Tower has the studio through 3-bedroom. Boulder Ridge studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. So the standard ones, I don't think there was anything.
I think they all have like those standard like studios, 1-2 bedrooms, but then some of them have more space and they have I know that some of them are like they sleep 12 people and they have a media viewing room and a pool table and all sorts of things if you get those, which I think would be so great for a huge family reunion.
Or just a huge,
friend reunion.
Yeah,
like a super happy birthday to me.
The 3-bedroom grand villa at the Grand Floridian, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I would definitely want to do that one.
So now if you're saying DVC, where would you check in? Is there like a special desk or do you go to the main desk?
You know what? That I'm not sure about because I know that at Bay Lake Tower, I think you have to check in at the main desk over at the Contemporary.
Yeah. One time I was at Saratoga Springs and I noticed that there was a specific like DVC desk, and I was wondering if that's where people checked in.
Yeah, I haven't really. I really just haven't paid attention to that, and I didn't ask, because I didn't end up buying, but I'm not sure, so I'm not sure.
So the cool thing about these DVC resorts is that they share all of the amenities with the like regular hotel rooms. So like if you're staying at Copper Creek Cabins at Wilderness Lodge or in the bungalows or the DVC at Poly, because you still use the pools and the restaurants and everything, it's like you're part of that same resort, except that you have like a cooler room.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So that is a lot of positives. Did you come up with any negatives?
I mean, yeah, you can come up with a negative about anything, but the one negative for me was that you can only use your points at a deluxe resort. And I know a lot of people are like, but you're at a deluxe resort. And while I really like staying deluxe, I also like the variety of staying at other resorts on property. I really like checking them all out. And that was actually one thing that I kept thinking in my head, like, I love the Polynesian, but I want to check other things out too, and I don't want to be strapped into just Polynesian, for example. Another negative is that, to me, it's very expensive to pay up front. For us, the initial buy-in, if we wanted 150 points at Polynesian, would have been $17,600. Wow. But for the time of year that we travel, we would need more than 150 points. So we would technically really need more than that. And so we would have to borrow points or buy extra points or so. That to me was like one of the big things. And I kind of did the cost comparison and the amount of interest that we would pay over the 10-year loan through Disney. And you can pay it off early with no penalty, which was great. But let's say we stretched it out to 10 years. Yeah. The amount of interest we would have been able to get, I forgot what I did the math, but it was maybe another close to 100 points. I mean, it was significant.
Wow. So and it's like doubling.
I would rather save the money, not pay the interest, and get more points. And that's why we decided not to get it at this point in time. So we said we might as well just save up and get, if we're going to do it, get the amount of points that...
You're a good little saver squirrel, Kim.
Yeah, I can't really save. I'm having trouble saving because I'm just planning my next Disney vacation instead. So
they gotcha.
And then the only other thing that I thought was kind of a negative was that They tell you you can use your points in other places like RCI and Disney Cruise Line, but you don't get a good return.
RCI is like a timeshare, a global timeshare program, right? Yeah.
Yes. But you don't really get a good return on your investment for using it other options, like the point ratio to what you'd have to use and what you would get in return is not really that good.
I do like that you don't just have to use them at Disney World, though. I mean, that's where most of the resorts are, but you, like you said, you can go to Aulani. The Grand Californian at Disneyland is a DVC resort. Vero Beach and Hilton Head are also Disney resorts. So I think it's neat that you could, do something like go to Hilton Head one year if you wanted to do something different.
Yeah, I mean, to me though, if I'm buying DVC, I'm going to Disney, but that's just me. So I mean, people use them for all kinds of things. So, I
have a question again. Can family share a point? Let's say my parents bought some DVC points, and then I'm already married, but let's say as a wedding gift, my parents wanted to give me their DVC points for that summer to go on my honeymoon. Can you do things like that, or does the point holder have to be there?
Point holder does not have to be there.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's interesting, though, because our guide said, they're your points. You can do with whatever you want. And I know, like, a lot of times, I know I've seen it, I'm sure you've seen it on the internet, and everybody's an expert, and they're like, you can't rent your points. You can't do this with your points. But, I didn't read any contracts or anything. He didn't give me a contract, but he said, they're your points, and you can do them what you want. So, I thought, well, that's good. You can do with whatever you want with your points.
Whatever you want.
Yes.
That could be cool, though. Like, if, my brother's several years younger than me, but like when he's a little bit older, like maybe we go in on some points, and then he can have some points one year, and the next year I can have some points, and the third year we can go on vacations together. Who knows? That could be a cool way for families to share them.
Yeah.
Now, would you suggest staying in a hotel first before you bought DVC points? So like if I had never stayed at the Poly and I was going to buy DVC points, do you think it'd be a good idea for me to spend a night or two there as a regular hotel guest and make sure I like the property before I invest like 50 years of vacations into it?
Yeah, I definitely would. Unless you're just so confident and comfortable with, like, I haven't stayed at every single resort on property, but I'd stay at just about any resort on property. So unless you're that comfortable, but if you're buying in for 50 years, you might not like the Polynesian theme. You might think it's a little, You
might stay at Wilderness Lodge for a couple nights and then see which one you want to buy into.
Yeah, so definitely
throw a few more $100 and check it out. Or at least spend like some resort hopping time there.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I would also, like, if you're seriously considering DVC, I would also stay at moderate in value.
Yeah.
If you've not ever done that, because that's what I said. Like, for me, it's variety. I have stayed at every level, and obviously, I would love to stay on the monorail line every single time. That's not always possible, but I like the variety of just,
checking out different things. For sure. Now, so it sounds like what you've determined is that DVC is really best for people who are traveling every year to Disney World, or I guess Disneyland if you're going to Grand Californian, and you really enjoy staying in a deluxe resort.
Yeah, that's what I've determined. That's what I've broken everything down. It makes sense if you go every year, just because of the amount of money, especially that you're paying up front. It makes sense if you're able to buy into the full price. Yeah. Because of saving the interest, the financing cost is just crazy. So, I would definitely.
So then your tour was over and you had some ice cream and you got to go to Disney Springs. Not a bad morning.
No, it wasn't a bad morning at all. And I thought the tour was interesting. I really liked being able to see the different rooms. I'm a kind of person that would I like to look at layouts of rooms. I love to see how they're set up. So to me, that was just an interesting tour. And 4 fast passes for each of us. That was a nice bonus. It wasn't one per person. It was 4 extras. So that was a nice bonus. And I don't feel like we wasted time at all, even though we didn't buy. And we had that time to spare anyway. So I think we started our tour at we got picked up at 8 o'clock. So I mean, early.
Great. You're heading over to Ruby Springs just as the Starbucks is opening. Perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So we can't wait to see what our fellow fangirls think about DVC. Are you a member? Are you considering becoming a member? Have you done a DVC tour? Do you like the deluxe resorts? Please tell us in the comments below what you think about all of this. If you have any questions, we'll see if we can get answers for you. And that's a wrap on DVC.
And our fangirl spotlight today, we are honoring the ultimate fangirl, Mary Blair. Miss Blair is known for her design on It's a Small World and had a lot of influence on Disney theme parks, worked in the animation department on films such as Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, Peter Pan. And but her final Disney masterpiece is one of my favorites. It's the 90-foot Grand Canyon concourse at Disney's Contemporary Resort. So if you're a Bay Lake DVC member, you've probably seen it a lot at the Contemporary.
And if you have never spotted it, next time you're looking at the Grand Canyon Concourse, look for my friend, the 5-legged goat.
I love looking for him.
Thank you so much for joining us again on It's a Fangirl World. We're going to be back in a few weeks with our next vlog, so remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss it.
In the meantime, watch our Facebook page where we post new content and connect with our fellow fangirls every day. We'd love to see you there.
And if you want to show off your fangirl pride, our TeePublic store has everything from t-shirts and stickers and device cases and hoodies, and with lots of cool different designs. So check out the link right here and let us know what you get. Take a picture and send it. We might feature it over on our Facebook page.
And if you enjoyed this show, please ask people to share, give our Facebook page a like, or go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you never miss a vlog. And don't be shy, leave us a comment. Let us know what topics you'd love to hear more about. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, keep living the magic, fangirls.
Bye-bye.